good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, people on YouTube. And welcome back to William in Japan. Today, you join me on my beautiful Ducati Supersport 950S on these little back roads in Chiba Prefecture, which is right across Tokyo Bay, from Tokyo of course, and it is about a 30 to 45 minute drive. Very, very close to the Tokyo metropolis. Anyways, why are we here today? We are heading to one of my favorite back roads. Fast, swift turns, no huge U-turns, no mountain pass, just one nice, quick back road called the Maple Road at Chiba Prefecture, of course. And it is almost good for riding all year long. There isn't a lot of snow. There are sometimes ice, but again, not always. And the turns, the road condition is just perfect for some nice back road riding. Anyways, since we still need around, 36 minutes before we get there, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. First of all, these Kushitani Varsity winter gloves. My apologies on my review. I made a huge mistake calling them vintage. I have no idea what happened to my eyes when I was reading the katakana characters. Anyways, I read them wrong. These are the Varsity winter gloves. And how do they do on these kind of temperature, around 10 to 11 degrees on the highway? Well, when you're still in double digits Celsius, nothing really wrong with them, really. They are nice and warm, toasty. When I have my heated grips on, no problem at all. My hands feel just perfect. However, when we are heading down to the single digit, especially the low single digits, around 2 to 3 degrees, and I have even tried these gloves around 0 degrees and 1 degrees before, they aren't perfect. Some of you may remember those mitten-like, really thick gloves that I use. I still have them, and those are still a bit warmer than these leather ones. But that's no surprise, right? That should be the case. But anyways, since it has been a bit more toastier lately, the Varsity gloves are doing perfect. No problem at all. Second on our housekeeping list is, after riding the Panigale V4, hopping back on my Supersport, I have to say I appreciate so much of the comfort the Supersport provides us. These clip-ons above the triple bridge is just perfect. You can have a proper lean forward position when you're riding, but it does not go super way down, so your back ache or your wrist ache in a 2 to 3 hour ride. And the reach to the ground for me, I'm 5'7". That's around 171 centimeters. My reach to the ground when I'm riding these bikes, it is way more easier to have myself flat-footed when I stop at a red light. Both sides, actually. I can flat-foot this bike both sides with a 5'7" height of myself. On the Panigale, I have to tiptoe. So yeah, this bike is way more suited for me on the road than the Panigale ever will be. And of course, their design theory, their design logic, this sucks, it's completely different compared to each other. So yeah, no surprise there. Okay, then since we are still on the road, we're going to pause for now and see you back in a bit. Alright, welcome back guys. We are at the Maple Road. well, technically it should be called the Momiji Road, because Momiji in Japanese is not just maple, but all trees that actually turn colors in fall. But anyways, none of that. So this is Route 182. I called it the Maple Road. This is a fast-flowing, oh, nice scrambler. Okay, get back to our topic. It is a fast-flowing back road in the middle, in the center of Boso Peninsula. And you might ask, like, why am I doing in the middle of the rice paddies? Well, that is because that way we will head right into some really nice curvies and twisties. And that way, where I just came from, which is Route 465 itself, is also another really nice, fast-flowing back road. Maybe we can put that on for a different video in the future. And since Chiba is so lucky, people living here, there's right another road over there that's called Route 88, which is basically parallel to Route 182, which is another road I'd like to show you guys in the near future. Anyways, here we go. So, a Super Duke, a Scrambler, and I believe an R25, not the R3, R25, just passed us when I was preparing for shooting this video. And that shows, even though we're on a Monday, how popular this road is for motorcyclists. It runs through north and south on the Boso Peninsula, right in the middle. So it connects to all sorts of cities as well, heading toward the coast. You can head east towards Kamogawa, head south towards, I believe, is Tateyama, and head west to Kimitsu. Now these names, I bet you guys have no idea where they are, but basically most of them are all nice resorts and beach areas that are for the people of Tokyo to enjoy during the summer. But since we are now riding in the winter, no beaches for us right now then. Alright. Unfortunately, we have some traffic. Oh, there's still some snow left over, so we gotta be a bit more careful when we ride along this road. And since, even though this is a fast-flowing road, it passes through tons of villages like these. So when we head through, especially there are pedestrian crossings, we will have to slow down and look around before we go through. It's kind of a Japanese thing, I guess. There are always manners to follow. And since you don't want to wake up people having naps or little children that finally fall asleep after crying for 2 and 3 hours, when you're passing through villages like these, don't do rev bombs. Try and keep it nice and smooth and pass through quietly. Right. Since it's kind of nice and toasty today, we can pick up our pace a little bit more than usual. And our fellow motorcyclists pick our pace a bit faster than usual, but always stay on the safe side, and slow down when we see blind corners or passing through villages. So Chiba itself, this prefecture, is completely blessed with great weather all throughout the year. Sometimes in the summer there are typhoons, which wrecked up some mountain passes, unfortunately. But in the whole, they don't have a lot of snow, and it tends to be pretty warm all around the year. So, as mentioned earlier, this is the place I come for some riding, some quick blast during the winter. So I have been on my Super Sport for over 5,000 kilometers by now, and I'm glad to say the power it provides and the handling it provides is more than enough, more than satisfactory for me, since I am most of a street rider, and these kind of power is more than enough for my riding. The Brembo brakes, they are a bit bitey, a little bit, when we press down them, but after you get used to that initial bite, it is progressive, is easy to use, and it provides tons of stopping force. And the Rosso 3 tires, they are street oriented, and of course I don't lean as much as those experienced riders may. Even I never use knee sliders or elbow sliders, so that may give you the idea of what kind of riding I do. But these tires provide enough grip for me going through these kind of corners at these kinds of speeds. I feel confident heading into a corner. After picking a line, the bike and these tires stick to it pretty well. Yes, you need, as I mentioned in the Panigale review, this bike requires a bit more input when you start turning in. But after you are in the line, no problem at all. And the riding modes, yes, they are helpful, but I barely change anything really. After I set it to this setting, which is in sport mode, I did fiddle with some of its settings and its parameters. I believe wheelie control is at the lowest. Traction control is pretty low as well. Oh, let's see. Okay, green light. Let's slow down a bit. Okay, and ABS is at 2, I think, which is allowing rear wheel to slide if necessary, but I never slid before anyways. And the engine power is at full power with a sport throttle response. So yeah, after changing it to this kind of settings, I really never need to switch to another kind of engine mode. Everything is where I need them. And yeah, this bike just suits my riding so well. It is comfortable. It is not overwhelming you with power. Not just normal power, horsepower and stopping power, both. It is adequate for the riding that I do, as I mentioned. And yeah, this is all I need for the road. So if you guys do track days, I bet this power is not enough for you guys. It will definitely be too slow on the straights and exiting corners, since the torque figures and the high-end horsepower is not really competitive to other 900cc bikes, as you may have noticed. 69 foot-pounds of torque. I think that's around 98 Newton meters. I'm not sure. And 110 horsepower is nothing really to brag about. So, if you want a monster bike on a track day, and you still want the V-twin engine from Ducati, the Panigale V2 should be your choice. And they just released the Bayless version of the Panigale, which comes with proper Öhlins front fork and shock, unlike the normal Panigale V2, which comes with Marzocchi, I think. Yeah, and it comes with silent mud brakes as well. So go get that model if you want to head out for a track day. And guys, you might have noticed we have finished the Momiji Road, the Maple Road already. We are now heading out on a different road. So, there has been a quick blast. Hope you enjoyed it. And see you next time. Bye-bye.